Hey everyone, it's Linda. Just want to come to you Saturday, May 25th, I think, and talk to you for a second or two or a few minutes. We'll see how long it goes. Wanted to just let you know where I'm at, what I've been doing and going through this week, and a little report on the collective and just some of the things that I've seen and heard over the last week or so. If you've seen my last video or two, you'll know that I've actually been having dream experiences for a good part of a week now. And I've been visiting places in my dreams, the dream awakening as it's been told to me. And I actually thought, and this is not the first time I've had this experience where I thought that I died. And the first time this happened to me back in my 20s, I lived for 2 days after dying, or at least what my experience was that I died in a dream and I was fully lucid, and I lived for 2 days after that. So I saw a family gathering and I was communicating with my child, who was one of my youngest children, who was a baby at the time, and all he could say was mama. Anyway, that was a very strange experience, but it was part of a spiritual awakening. And, dreams have a lot of symbolism and significance. And you know how you can be in a dream and you can live in a dream for a whole weekend, or you can go for a 2-week vacation in a one-night dream. It's very possible. I've done it. I know it is. So if you haven't experienced that yet, maybe you will. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about. So this most recent experience, I talk about in my last video, but it's taken a good week to really, or I don't know, 4, 5, 6 days, however long it's been, to really integrate and unpack what's been going on since then. But I think it's just easier to say that it was a very integrative and expansive experience. It was an upgrade. There was part of me that died, and knowing that and going on the journey and then waking back up in this body saying, what the heck's going on? I was a little confused, but I needed that experience. I needed that upgrade. My frequencies needed to be upgraded. My light body needed to be upgraded. Everything about the system in this body and every level up needed an up leveling or an upgrade, however you want to phrase it. I guess the labels aren't really as important, but apparently there's been a lot of other people that are having some dream experiences. And the dream awakening is pretty cool because you think it's just lucid, but it's actually a real experience, and you're awakening to reality, and pretty cool. So I've had these experiences before, and I've had lucid dreams before, and there is definitely a difference. So with that being said, things are moving really fast right now, and yet it's like being in the center of a storm. Anyone that's going through these similar I don't want to say collapsing timelines, because it's more than that. It's more integration and expansion, and it's I don't know how to put it into words, because it's still part of the process, and we're all going through it in one way or another. So other people that are having these types of dream awakenings and experiences and integrations and upgrades, and you're fully conscious when you're going through these, probably are finding it much easier to stay calm and centered. And even if you feel something that triggers you, and I'm going to use a good example of let's say social media or people in Hollywood, like for example the Cappy suicide, alleged suicide. I mean, that triggers all kinds of things. And you could go really far down a rabbit hole. Social media things like, the whole Tati and beauty in the beauty community with, was it James Charles or Charles James? Sorry. But, all the scandals that are going on and everything. It's easy to want to have some tea and, hear the gossip. But I would caution you, if you're working on staying centered and working on your spiritual self, it doesn't mean that you never pay attention or watch the news or know what's going on. It doesn't mean that. But it means, check out what's going on and then, make your own decisions. Don't let other people, grab you by the arm and say, come on, let's learn more, let's get it. And then you wind up losing hours and hours and hours watching these videos and learning about, all this, who said that and who said this and who said that. Oh, look at that video, and just watching more and more stuff. It's a waste of time. You can watch an original video of something and maybe learn a little bit more from someone else or read some comments, but then move on to the next thing. But don't let it suck you in. Don't let it trigger you. Like the Hollywood stuff coming out. And if it's the first time you heard it, you're probably going to get triggered. But all the pedophiles and all the Pizzagates and all the scandals and the Tom Hanks and all the stuff that's going on with these people being named and stuff they're doing. If you haven't already heard about this stuff, and this is the first time you're hearing about it, by all means, do your own research. But if it's going to trigger you to get angry, then I highly suggest that you do what Cappy suggested. You find that light within, stay in your center. The kingdom is within, really, truly. And transmute that stuff. So if his death was a sacrifice, which is a whole nother can of worms, and I'm not going to speculate or get into all that, I'm just going to say hypothetically, if it was, then we know that energy is being pulled and used for, ritualistic stuff. So what do we do? What was he asking us to do in advance? To transmute. How many times did he say transmute? Transmute this stuff. And, there was a lot of hidden things going on in that message in advance. And he was referring to the good person, the one good person, he said, so that he could use his video as something to help so we could maybe counteract that, because who knows if that was a sacrifice, what that was being used for. So without getting into the trap of that negativity storm, fuster, cluck, without getting trapped into that, and you watch a video or watch him and listen to it and discern for yourself whether you think he was saying stuff under duress. None of that stuff interests you, that's fine. But this is some big stuff, because it is tied in with Q and Trump and SRA, survivors and victims and the whole thing, all the ugly of our world. And that has to be exposed. And the people that are harming children need to pay for their sins. And that's just how I feel about it. But if there's nothing that you can do, so there's no sense of getting involved, what you can do is discern for yourself what's going on in your own energetic field of awareness and transmute that, actively transmute that, so that you are projecting from your own heart the new earth that you want to see, the golden light, the love. You keep your column strong, projecting out in your field only the highest light, only the light that's the living light, the liquid living light of love. Say that 5 times fast. So as things are moving really, really fast and it's a big whirlwind around you, you are the calm in the center of the storm. You are the rising tide that lifts all the ships in your harbor. So if you felt alone, if you feel like nobody in your family understands, or they think you're woo-woo talking about this ascension stuff or this new earth stuff, don't talk to people about it that don't listen. Just keep your vibration high and know that you don't have to come down to families levels or friends levels or neighbors levels or workers levels. You don't have to come down to their level energetically. You just don't have to verbalize what you know. You don't have to convince anybody of what you know to be truth. You just maintain that vibration, and you can speak at their level, but you don't have to drop your energy to their level. This is how you are of service. Maintain your level of integrity. You keep your energetic level as high and as clean as possible, and you won't even be seen. You don't even need armor and protection and all of that. You don't need any of that. You have that bright light that's invisible. I'll say it's invisible to the darkness, but you're untouchable, that light, because they shield from that. They don't want to go near that light, or they want to try to suck it and drain it dry, but you are an eternal source of living light. And maintain that integrity. Don't cower in fear. Don't drop in fear. Don't wallow in worry and fear. Keep the fear out by shining the light and owning your power. Anyway, you've probably heard all of that before, but I was just integrating a lot of stuff this week that is showing us that we really, really are heading for some wonderful times ahead. And we are manifesting our future in the now, in this moment. So do what you're passionate about. Share what you're passionate about. Give your love to everyone who is within, set the diameter, so many foot range of you. Just know that they will be lifted because they stepped in your field. And decide how big you want your field to be. How big do you want your field? Sorry if you heard my tummy growling. It was kind of loud, wasn't it? I guess I should get some food. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please remember everyone who's served for our country, anyone who's lost their life in the line of duty. We honor you. We salute you. We thank you for your incredible service and gift to our country and to humanity. Let's stop the wars. Let's live in peace. Let's keep going towards peace, because we truly can have peace on earth. And let's not let any of those who gave their lives be for naught. Let's let their sacrifice be remembered on this Memorial Day weekend. And let's keep them in mind as we move forward to creating a world of peace. We can do this. This is why we're here. We're going to flip this planet. We are in the process of it. Just keep going. Follow your passions. You are doing more service by enlightening and expanding your field. Helping. It's like one candle lighting the other candle, lighting the other candle. Did you ever see that demonstration where everybody's holding a candle and just one candle's lit, and it's all dark in the room and everybody's holding a candle, and one person lights someone else's candle, and then they light someone else's, and then the whole room lights up, and it's like you can see everything. And if you've never seen that happen, I have. It's really cool. Try it sometime. Dark room, everybody gets a candle. Start with one light, and then wait till you see how bright it gets. That's what we're doing right now. This planet is lighting up. So let's keep lighting it together. Keep shining your light, everybody. We're at the finish line. Keep going. I love you all. Thank you if you're new to my channel for being here. Thank you to all my subscribers for your love and support. Your comments mean the world to me. And if you see me over on Higher Self, thank you for your love and support over there too. I love you guys. I'll be back when I'm guided to. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Namaste.